Welcome back to Past the Pop Culture. My name is Ricky. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Fen.
Yo.
All right, so today we kind of have some interesting topics, a little bit like everywhere, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But there's definitely some interesting stuff. Like apparently Godzilla is getting a live action TV series, and I thought this was going to be on HBO, but this is going to Apple TV. So there's some interesting stuff here. And like like I was kind of hyped low key, and then I forgot it was Apple TV, and we got other stuff like Xbox Game Pass maybe being bad for the game industry, according to someone who used to work at Xbox, and the Halo co-creator reacted to the TV series and it was not very good.
That was a funny
and
one.
then I'm not sure. I don't know how long this has been out, and people know about this, but we got apparently the CW is still going to keep running this. Their CW, is it still the Arrowverse? Is that still
I think
considered
so.
the Arrowverse?
Well,
they're basically bringing in the Gotham Knights, which has no connection to the Gotham Knights video game that's going out. So why they wouldn't do that connection, I have no idea. Why wouldn't you want to base the show on the game or partially on it, right? Because they already are, right? It's a big mess. I don't want to go too much into everything right away. I think the first thing I really wanted to get into was talk about, because we like trashing Halo here, okay? We played a lot of Halo Infinite, okay? And we're very upset with the direction the game has taken.
Yep.
And so whenever we get to do some Halo slander, man, we're going to take the opportunity. We are going to slander and drag Halo's name in the mud.
That's right.
Not because we hated it, because we loved it, and then they ruined it. So that's what we're doing.
100%.
Man, okay. So let me catch my breath. But Halo co-creator reacts to TV series and says, "Not the Halo I made." This article is by PC Gamer. I thought it was kind of interesting because, one of the co-creators, Marcus Leto, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know how you say the last name, so I don't, that's neither here nor there. But the main thing is that he was saying that he was basically replying to somebody that they're just kind of straying away from the heart of the game, right? The heart of the series, right? As the tweet puts it. And so his response was, "Yeah, I'm not sure where the inspiration for the show comes from now, not the Halo I made." And so so they kind of retract a little bit, I feel like, because he was like, "Oh, this is what I made," and then he kind of backtracked it a bit.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
I didn't say I hate the show. Some parts are interesting, just confused by many of the choices that they made, which feel pretty far outside the core fiction I helped create. So, that's his direct quote in the tweets. Of course, you can look it up at game_fabricator. So, and he's been a prominent, he works at EA now, I think. I think that's what they said that he, so, but I just think this is interesting that even one of the co-creators came out, right, and took a stand and was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I don't know what the heck they're doing," and then kind of backed off a little bit. I think he hates it. I think he wanted to, I don't think he wanted to really cause, of course, PC Gamer's talking about it. So I don't think he really wanted to cause kind of a controversy or a drama, right, that's kind of surrounded on this. But this co-creator, so they do have a little backstory if you don't know who he is, because I didn't really know who he was. I don't really keep up with the names in the industry, but basically he was with Bungie from the early days, as PC Gamers is saying. So he did graphics and artwork on Myth, The Fallen Lords. He was an art director on Halo Combat Evolved. He held that role through Halo 2 and 3, and then he served as creative director on Halo Reach, and then he left the studio in 2012. So he's been there. He's he's been around, for a lot of for the really formative years of Halo, right? And I just think that's very interesting that it's just everybody hates this show, right? I thought episode 1 was okay. Going in, I thought people were giving it a lot of hate, that it wasn't necessary. I think people wanted to hate it, and that's why I kind of defended it. But now, seeing what they did, I didn't watch past episode 1, but seeing what they did with Master Chief and all that, I was just kind of I don't because I'm not too well versed into the lore, and so my best friend, he had me watch. Oh, what is it?
The history of Halo or something like that.
Halo Legends, like that animated. Like it was just like an animated series that they did. And I watched it, and then I was like, oh, okay, you know, I'm not super deep into like the Halo lore, but you know, I think it's interesting. Like they have a lot of interesting concept and ideas. And then like I was asking my friend, like, why didn't they just pull some of this stuff into the TV series? Like that they could have easily just gone with any of these storylines that are, you know, they're not canon per se, but they fit within the canon. And I'm like, they could even like just pull from this inspiration,
or just do Halo 1 all over again,
or and just kind of retell, you know, the Halo games. And I don't know, they have been making, I guess, he is right, they have been making weird creative decisions, especially with because my dad's been wanting to watch Halo, and I told him, like, and I'm like, because my dad's not, he just watches it, like he doesn't really care about the source material, you know, like it's just one of those things where he's like, oh, Halo, this is kind of cool, you know, they're all like space, you know, whatever. And then so that's kind of like his kind of like thing with it. But I kind of told him, like, I don't really want to watch it because it's like, and I kind of told him like the you know, about like, you know, the scene that will not be talked about, and like it's just kind of weird, and like they're doing stuff like,
I mean, look, totally they had Master Chief doing a front flip off a truck, and then it zooms into first person POV. You know, it's the most cringiest show, period. And like, oh, no.
Paramount Plus, baby, buy that subscription. Let's go. But yeah, no, it's yeah, no, I don't know, because I felt like the Halo TV series could have been a kind of like a seller for Paramount, right? Like, oh, people, like everybody who pretty much likes you know, Halo want to watch the series. That's an easy way to get a bunch of subscribers, but you know, you have to have a good series. I'm not sure if they wanted it to be bad, so that technically, you know, any press is good press, you know what I mean?
No,
or if they
that's not it.
I don't know what the problem with, like, I'm not sure if they, I mean, they've straight up said they didn't really read the material and they don't really care. Like they're just kind of doing
their own version.
Thing. And so yeah, I mean, like, if even though he said he doesn't hate it, but he's saying that some parts are interesting. But I think he kind of,
you know how I know he hates it, Ricky? Because he says, oh, the visual effects were cool. That's a key phrase when somebody hates something. It's like, I hated the movie, but at least it looked cool.
That's true.
100%. There's no way a core creator can, you know, like this. There's no way.
No, it is kind of, and then also I just feel like it's disrespectful to their work.
Exactly.
Right? Like, all the good work that they put into the game and stuff. Like, while I'm not like a super fan of Halo, I think no matter who you are in gaming, you always kind of have like a certain level of respect for the Halo series, and I think everyone always has, right? Especially when it comes to the console wars. The Xbox players are always like, yeah, but we got Halo. And a lot of PlayStation's probably like, well, that's true. Like, I respect the Halo series. Even if they never played it, everyone always respected the Halo series. But it just seems like we lost all that good, like that respect that's been built up over like, you know, a decade plus. It's just gone because they launched a bad game, and then they launched an even worse TV series. So
it's like it's like they spit on the fan base. Like, that's kind of how I felt, because like even like on the very first episode, which we talked about before, is like how he just takes off his helmet and like we see his face, and it's like I think Halo 2 or Halo 3 is like that's a big like selling point for him, like where he turns around and like he kind of like almost takes his helmet off, and like that's the game's over. And it's like, oh shoot, now I have to go play the next one or whatever to see what happens. But like on here, he just takes his helmet off more than once for a very long time.
Yeah, and he kind of has his helmet off for a good majority of, like, you know.
I mean, I think they even like try to compare it to like Mandalorian. It's like, no.
Well, I guess maybe it was trying to be like Mandalorian or something. I have no idea, like, if that's really what they went for. I think they just were like, you know, they wanted a good easy cash grab, and were like,
No,
Hey,
man, I'm sorry.
let's get these suckers. These gamers will buy anything.
Nope. I
That's
use
what we
Paramount
came up
Plus for
with.
movies now instead of Halo. But
And I think this really brings us back, like, because we've always debated, right? Like, should video game movies exist, right? In general, like, it doesn't have to be like, because we do have like The Last of Us coming out, which for HBO, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so because Last of Us, the first one, was had very cinematic, like storytelling to it,
Mm-hmm.
and was almost like a movie in its own right. And so I would rather experience games like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And even like I'm playing Dragon Quest, right? And they have their own little anime stuff that they've done. I'm playing Dragon Quest 11, and I really like it. And there's just something about like the interaction with video games that you just can't really get by just consuming media.
Exactly.
And I think it's just, but I think there are good adaptations, right? Like Sonic 2 was a really good adaptation of the source material, right? And they were able to pay respect, I think, to the fan base.
Yeah, but see, that's the key
Sonic's
phrase right
legacy.
there for a good video game movie.
Yeah, and then like we had a while back Detective Pikachu. I enjoyed that. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed Detective Pikachu. Okay, yeah. So then there are these kind of like gems that come along, but it just seems like Mortal Kombat was the one that I also enjoyed. But we had Halo, and what was the one? Cuphead. I thought that was okay. I thought it was pretty unique to do like a series like that in the old classic style. So like it did get kind of tiring, but I felt like okay, they tried doing something new here. And so we do get like bad video game movies, Resident Evil or whatever. There's just
controversy.
Well, Resident Evil, man, they get
the original movies with what's her name?
No, that last one they put out.
Oh, okay.
Everyone just hated where.
Okay.
I think the original Resident Evil movies, I can't like. I enjoy them for what they are to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
They had a purpose.
Like they're kind of stupid, but yeah, I understand if someone says they're bad, I'm not gonna sit there and go, no, these are the best gaming has to offer. But yeah, like the whole point of what I'm trying to say is like there's always been a tug of war when it comes to video game movies, right? Should we not, right? And I feel like every time we start getting to the, I accept it, it's okay. But they just cannot like keep
then
it
they
together.
remind us.
And it's like, and it's fine like if a TV show isn't good, right? Like it's like you kind of enjoy it, some people don't, but it's just like when you just actively just like take a dump on the source material, that's where it gets me kind of wrong, because all they care about is the name, and then they kind of like just loosely base their stuff on it. And I wonder like some of these like Hollywood screenwriters or script writers, like if they just don't respect the source material or respect games, or whether it be the producers, directors, or whoever, like I wonder if they just don't care about the source material. I think that's what it is, and like, or just even respect that it exists, right? Like they just look like, oh, video games are for kids, whatever. Like who cares? It's just a bunch of man children, like. But
like, isn't that interesting
they're
though?
Gonna watch
like
it anyways.
That disconnect, like they never really care about the source material for video game movies. But if they're doing a movie like on a book, they read that book and they're like, okay, we gotta like do it how the book did it. Blah 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 blah. It's like, what's that disconnect?
They tend to give it a little bit. I think it's just because of the book. I think it's just because of the medium it's coming from. People tend to respect it a bit more, even though like book adaptations haven't always been the best, but there's always seems to be like a certain level of respect that it gets, and video games have always struggled to get respect as a medium, even though it's like look, watching like terrible reality TV shows is not like somehow better than playing a video game for arbitrary reasons as to video games are for kids or whatever, because they're not. Like, but I think the people, the old folks home over here, who are running these businesses, they don't respect video games, because all they remember video games as was like Pong, or like maybe even the Mario Bros or whatever, like it's that's probably like how they remember it, like. But video games has become a huge medium, and it's pretty much overtaken like movies and TV and stuff, in their own rights. Like you can find people who play video games more often than people who watch TV, right? Like people who watch TV you don't really like, if someone's like, oh yeah, on TV I watch, no one says that, but everyone's like, oh yeah, I played this game, right?
Yep,
like
exactly.
it's just old media, and video games are new media. The way that they are now is new media, and it's just they don't respect it. And that's the thing. And I think until these producers and directors and writers respect the material, we are going to be getting kind of like these hit and miss stuff, because like with Sonic 2, they respected the medium, and look at that. We got a good movie. They made a lot of money. And like, all you have to do is just get someone who actually like moderately enjoys the, you know, whatever property that they're, you know, making a movie or TV series about. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, but it is very interesting. And like, yeah, that even the creators kind of like, you know, one of the creators kind of like, yeah, this is
not my Halo.
yeah. But oh man, it is kind of an interesting state that we are with games, because it's just, I don't know, man. We're just getting more trash. And talking about trash, let's talk about the CW. So
I don't understand this, Ricky. Like,
I don't know. Do you want to talk about this? Because
I mean, I guess it's on that CW has said, oh yeah, we're still gonna make superhero shows, and then they announced Gotham Knights pilot is in the works, and then I think Flash season 9 is still coming.
Season 9, dude, like,
that's a lot.
Why, bro? They had the little lightning lightsaber battle, and they were like, I don't know, man. It was just kind of cringe. Like, yeah, they're just having fun with it, I guess, to a certain degree. But it's like, man, like, I don't know. I feel like there's only so much you can do with the fastest man alive, who's never the fastest man alive, because someone who's always faster comes in.
Because he gets sand.
It's like, yeah, I think I mean, not to go into like the problems with the Flash, but the show is called The Flash. I don't care about the other characters, right?
It's not Flash and Friends.
Yeah, it's not Flash and Friends. Like, if they did that, then I'd have been like, okay, I understand. Like, the series is not about the Flash. But if you make a series about the Flash, I really don't care about, you know, some of his other friends or his wife or whatever. Like, unless it's pertaining to the plot, like, I don't really care for them to become prominent figures, unless they're using like his friends to become, you know, prominent characters, right? Like, I liked Vibe, right? And then they just had him lose his powers, and it's like, why? Like, he was cool. I enjoyed this, right? And then it's just,
look, there's a reason all of them got canceled, essentially.
Yeah, like the same thing, like with Arrow, right? We had Green Arrow, right? And he just went and kicked butt, was super ripped, and did those pull-ups, you know?
Yeah, those cool pull-ups. I love those scenes.
I was just sitting there like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he was just some Chad, right? Like, that's all he was. He was just like, just Chad superhero. Like, yeah, he was kind of trying to be more like Batman or whatever. But and then they started adding, like, you know, Green Arrow and company, basically. You know, you had, you know, what's her name, Felicity, like, become more prominent, and they kept trying to force the romance, and will they, won't they? Oh, he does love her. Oh no, but she's this, and it's like, I just want a superhero TV show. Okay, nope. I don't care about the romance.
You get feelings and superheroes.
It's fine to have like feelings, but it's just, the problem is like when you make it like so melodrama, and it's just, oh, feeling because you have to go out and be a hero, and
this isn't like 2 p.m. TV, all right? This is like, you know, prime time TV where like good shows are supposed to happen. Yeah, if I wanted to watch a soap opera, I'd, you know, watch TV at 1 p.m.
Yeah, and it's like I get it why they added it in, because like they just couldn't know what to write at a certain point. And then especially when you start adding, like, he kind of had his own team, like he had his own like Arrow family, you know, like Bat family kind of thing. And then, but it just went downhill, because it was just like, that's not what the show's about. That's not what the show should be about. And you know, it's just been a big problem. And I like Legends of Tomorrow. I thought it was really good. I thought it was quirky. I think for what it was, like on TV, it was pretty different than what we were normally getting.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Supergirl to some degree, but it did have its own problems. I really wish they had Martian Manhunter more, right? Like, especially at the end of the first season, where he's just like, raw, and then just like goes crazy, and he doesn't really, I don't know, like, I was kind of like, oh, we're getting a Martian Manhunter TV series, you know? Like, I thought we were going to kind of see that more. But it kind of like, you know, It
They're all
just, but
canceled.
we have, what was it? Yeah. But we have the Flash still, right? And they don't know if this is going to be the last season or not. They say they haven't decided. It's just let it die, dude. Just let it die.
9 seasons is kind of a lot.
I'd rather have the Flash get canceled and then we just have him be the Flash for the TV series, right? Was his name Grant Gustin? And
him be the for the movie?
Yeah, for the movie, just do that, dude. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, I'd rather just have that. Just dye his hair blonde. Get the movie out. Okay, at this point, it's like I'm frustrated. But we have Superman and Lois, right? I haven't been watching that, but apparently it's good.
Yeah, apparently it's really good.
Yeah, I haven't. I just kind of am a little burnt out from the CW, shows.
Yeah, me too.
I sometimes see like my parents watching it, and I'm like, oh well, it's kind of good, like. It's not too bad. They enjoy it. Stargirl, my brother watched that. He kind of enjoys it. I wasn't too I didn't really catch it too much. Is. But now they have Gotham Knights, and it has no connection, like I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing, Ricky, that I said with the Halo TV show. Why aren't they connecting it to the video game? Imagine like the merchandise. Imagine, in-game items.
Or another interesting aspect, right? So like you said, connecting it. So in the game, right, you don't have time to explain everything, go through lengthy dialogue and stuff like that. So when they can allude to stuff in the game that, if you don't play the game, you can still clearly watch the TV series, but you can kind of drop little Easter eggs and stuff, right? Be like a conversation, like they can be like, Nightwing and Batgirl will be talking, and they're like, "Hey, remember when Robin did this?" And then in the TV show, they elaborate on what Robin did or something. I'm giving a very basic version, but it's like you can start connecting the stuff. Like, hey, if you paid attention to the lore of the game, that stuff comes back in the TV show, and that's the stuff they explore. So basically, from what I understand with the TV show, is that it's basically Gotham Knights, the game, but they're not doing the Court of Owls, right? So Batman died in this series as well. From what I understand, that Batman died or is missing, and they're blaming it on the Gotham Knights, right? Like all the, I don't remember who's being in it. The characters, they're all kind of like D-list Bat Family characters and stuff. So I don't remember their names. And then they're just gonna have to try to clear their name while saving Gotham. So why? So, but the thing is, the whole talk is like, oh, but there's like this larger organization at hand who is running Gotham from the shadows, and we don't know who they are. And I'm just
Warner
like,
Brothers.
Yeah, and like just do Court of Owls at that point too. Just like have it elaborate on the game. Like you can still have it be based on the game, but you just elaborate more. Like, could you imagine like the hype for the? I mean, if the game was good, if the game looked good, but because we did talk about how the game didn't look.
We're playing with what ifs here.
Yeah, and so it's like if the game was good, people want more lore, right? There's a whole market for lore, right? Like people will like scan through Skyrim and like just look for any little bit, or like Elden Ring channels, right? Like or like the Souls games, right? Just any little crumb of lore, they make like a 20-minute video, right? People enjoy this stuff. Like so if you could connect it in some way to the events in the game, to the events in the show, and they don't have to directly line up, but like the show can run concurrently with the game, but like still have like it based in the same universe, and it doesn't have to be all the same stuff, but like you can have it simultaneously exist, like because the game's, I don't know when the game's coming out, if they're going to push it or not, and what's going to end up coming out first or what's not coming out. But I think some sort of collaboration would have been kind of smart, even if they only kind of like followed the game for like the first few episodes, and then they kind of did some like other stuff. I think it would have been kind of interesting to at least see like how it would have been unique, I guess. That's what I'm kind of saying here. It's like it would have been unique that you had a game and a TV show kind of running, and they would kind of combine it all together. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's a pipe dream and it's unrealistic. But I don't really know.
It's not unrealistic. It's just common sense. But I guess people don't have common sense in the movie industry.
Yeah.
or at least in CW's.
And then they're saying that they're gonna do prequel shows for like Supernatural.
Yeah, that I didn't watch Supernatural, so I don't really have much to say about that. That's fine.
I watched some seasons of it. Like I did like Supernatural. It's just I got tired after like season 7 or whatever it was.
Season
I forgot. Yeah, they've been. It's.
I don't know.
That's not here nor there. We don't want to rally up the Supernatural fans.
Go to some good news like Godzilla.
Maybe good news. Maybe good news.
Well,
we'll see.
Potential.
Well, potential good news, but actually, you take it away because you're a little bit more of a.
Okay. Okay. Godzilla versus MonsterVerse, whatever. I guess the TV show's finally announced, but it's gonna be on Apple TV, which I don't know. But the person who's pretty much gonna be making it is Matt Shakman, who made WandaVision, Boys, Game of Thrones, etc. So he's really good. Which when I read that, I was like, nice. But then again, they mentioned the word Apple TV, so it's like not nice.
I guess Apple approached them, and they were Apple approached like Legendary and was like, "Hey, can we make a TV series?" And they're like, "Sure," but Netflix is apparently doing a TV series also, or something like that, or like it's has King Kong in it, or I don't know. It's like it seems like we're not going to really have like a coherent MonsterVerse or something.
This one's supposed to be more about like the story that I guess allegedly they didn't kind of fully expand with. But like I thought Legendary was part of HBO.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I don't know why HBO didn't do it, but
so unless there's something
they have a lot of the classics too on there.
Exactly.
So it's like,
and then pretty much all Legendary, well, maybe not all, but most are on HBO. And they released Godzilla vs. King Kong exclusively on HBO. But now they're doing this on Apple TV. Does anybody have Apple TV? What is Apple TV? I'm a Samsung guy. What's an Apple? I mean, it's cool. I do the free trial. Like, I don't know when it's coming out or whatever, but I'd probably do a free trial for this if it's good.
It's in the works, but also Matt Shakman's only doing the first 2 episodes.
Oh, really?
Well, he's producing, directing the first 2 episodes here. That's what they're saying.
Uh-huh.
He may do more. He may go on to do more episodes, but they have him down for 2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm not sure if this is like a limited series or like a thing that they're gonna just keep pumping out. They said like we're not even gonna have all the Titans most likely. I don't know. It's a little incoherent. Like we're kind of like parsing through it. It's like, well, yeah, but he's only doing 2 episodes, but we don't know how many episodes we're going to get. And we don't know how many, I mean, that's fine. Like, they don't have everything already done, but it's just kind of a little, it's supposed to be after Godzilla defeated King Kong in San Francisco.
Which, what? Okay, I guess.
Like that's, it's just starting production. And so I don't know. They could throw everything out.
So it's going to be Godzilla against monsters on Apple TV, and then Netflix is going to be King Kong on his little island. And then what does HBO get? The one that kind of started us all. But look, I like Godzilla. Godzilla's in Call of Duty right now. It's everybody loves that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with this news.
Okay. Everyone loves the
skins.
The skins and like the skins. Everyone just likes the skins. That's it. And
that's it. They didn't even. Okay, I'm not gonna. Don't start me on that tangent. It's good news. I'm not against this. I'll watch it if it's good. I'll watch King Kong on Netflix as well.
Yeah, I think we'll end up watching it because we got to review it, man. We got to know.
Exactly.
We got to be able to talk trash on it, my dude. So,
I don't want to talk trash on Godzilla. I love Godzilla. My mom loves Godzilla. It's like I don't want to.
That's true.
He can't make bad TV, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Warzone successfully made a Godzilla versus King Kong game mode worse than the actual main game mode, right? And made it so boring, the event, right? They made such a boring event. how do you make Godzilla and King Kong so boring? And it's like, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't even want to talk about. I'm glad it's over in like 2 days.
Yes.
Which is no. Okay, change the subject, Ricky. I'm about to go on a tangent.
Nah, go on the tangent. We'll skip the last thing just for
okay, yeah, okay. Godzilla vs. King Kong, Operation Monarch in Call of Duty, right? This whole season is wrapped around Godzilla vs. King Kong, and the stupid event is over in like 3 days. Which I don't understand. And then everything King Kong or Godzilla might have done is literally nothing. So after they're gone, the map hasn't really changed. All they did was add us like a train. And it's like, what was the point of this piece of junk event? Like, what did we get out of this? All we got was a cool trailer.
The point was cool to sell skins.
I mean, it worked.
Like, could you imagine, like, look, because right here, like, on the Apple TV article, right, where you have Godzilla and King Kong fighting on the boat. Could you imagine, like, you had to, like, go from, like, you were on a, like, event, like, you would go on a boat, and while they're fighting in the water or something, and you
but guess what we got? We go on a boat, but they're in the background.
Even if they did, like, a 50v50, right? Like, I was suggesting a 50v50, right? You're on Godzilla or King Kong's team, and you have to try to take down Godzilla or King Kong, you know, depending on what team you're on, and then while fighting other players, you had to defend Godzilla, or you had to defend King Kong, do more damage, and there's like a timer or whatever, or you just go until, you know, you just keep respawning, and you just go until, you know, one of them goes down, and then you get a bunch of experience, and then everyone would have been happy. And
you know, they didn't even have to do that, Ricky. They could have just, after you win the game, give you a special cinematic and like an emblem. But we didn't get that. It started off so cool. You know, you're in the plane, you know, you see Godzilla's fire breath. It's like, oh, cool. And that's it. I hate Call of Duty. I'm going to go play it later.
Yeah, we're going to go play right after this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
but yeah.
I'm going to go throw up. That's
all
what
right.
I'm going to do.
All right. Actually, we're going to skip the other thing because I want, since we got you in the rant mode, the She-Hulk trailer that
I totally forgot.
What thoughts? The copium?
Okay, when I asked you, you said you liked it, right?
I thought it was okay. The CGI is very rough. I don't know why they dropped the trailer with that CGI. I'm not sure if that's the final CGI. If it is, it's going to be a tough watch. I'm usually not a stickler for CGI.
But it looks stupid.
When you just totally, like, ruin it like that, it's kind of tough.
They made it look like they're half done, but like not half done, and then it's like, this is what you give us? Like, either go full CGI or just paint her green.
It's like they started the CGI and just gave up halfway through, and then they did it. Like, it's not bad CGI because it's bad CGI. It's bad CGI because they just didn't finish, right? Like, it was just, I guess that's the best way to explain it. I thought, okay, like, because you're going to have Hulk in this and everything, and it's like...
Oh, my gosh. Go ahead, Ricky, finish.
I wish Hulk would have his own solo movie and everything, because I feel like Hulk never really got utilized very well. And then, so he's going to be kind of in, like, the She-Hulk series, and, like, it's just... I don't know, man. I don't really care for the series too much right now. Like, I'll watch to watch it, you know, like, to review it and stuff, but, like... CGI is rough, man. And I usually defend Marvel CGI, but this was like, it was like blurry, the CGI.
Yeah.
That's the best way to word it. Like, it was blurry. Like, you can't see your face, like, properly, or like, it's just like, it's not done. Weird. So it's just, it's like, I don't know how to word it. But yeah, I mean, not to get too, like, you know, to just, it's very like, the people who are like, oh, it's fine, whatever, you know, is a small group. It's either you hate it, or you're like it and you're going to defend it. But it seems like most people kind of hate it. And it just seems like mainly the main attack to it is CGI. Some people wanted her buffer. Some people were like, it's fine. I don't really care, dude. It's bad CGI.
Well, apparently, I don't know if you told me this. I don't know who told me this, but they told her to get smaller.
Oh yeah, that they told her to make her smaller, which I don't agree with. To make her smaller, that they were doing that. She was supposed to be more muscular.
She was supposed to be like jacked, but they told her no, shrink down, please.
And you know what? Maybe that's why the CGI looks so rough, because she was just buff in the first place, and then they just got the blur tool like on Photoshop and just like got rid of all the muscles.
See,
and that's why she looks like that. So like they had to get rid of all the muscle definition. I'm fine with the buff She-Hulk. I just don't care if it's gonna be bad. So it's like, why
tricep no more?
Like, why worry about it at this point? That's more my point. It's just like, dude, like buff, skinny, whatever, man. Like,
I mean, have you seen Natalie Portman in Thor? Woo-wee. I let her choke me in.
No, I haven't.
She's
I
massive. No, but this trailer, Ricky, I hated it with a passion. I hate what they're doing to my Hulk. Like, I hate that he's wearing glasses. Like, I mean, I'm wearing glasses, but like, why is he wearing glasses and like a cardigan and like, you know, drinking tea or whatever? It's like, what the heck is this? This isn't Hulk.
Because we kind of skip past the whole like him controlling the Hulk, and
yeah, but even then, I don't think he's this. Hulk,
I don't know, but
I don't know. I mean, at least Abomination's gonna be in it again.
I hope it's good. I just hope She-Hulk is good. I don't want him to be bad, right? Because I think She-Hulk can be a good addition to the
I'm not a woman hater.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I just don't like.
I guess.
Let me make that clear. I'm not a woman hater, but this show is gonna, especially like the very again. Morbius did the same thing. Very last 2 seconds of the trailer, they have to throw in a joke, and it's, you know, she's on a date with a guy, and she's like, "We're gonna have to get those fries to go."
Yeah, I did like the carrying scene though.
It was funny, but it's just
I did like that scene. It was kind of it is going to be the Marvel cringe, and I just kind of hope that we don't get too much cringe and stuff. But I don't know. I didn't really care for it. It was just I think we're getting kind of desensitized to the MCU a bit, and then we're getting a bit exhausted. My main thing is, like, again, I'm usually not a guy who harps on like CGI, but I think maybe you're right. They had to make her smaller because they wanted her smaller, so they just blurred the muscles, and that's why she looks like not fully done or whatever. Like,
it's like hard to explain.
And I think, yeah, it's like you've probably seen it at this point. Maybe someone could will agree with, like, yeah, there's kind of like a weird, like, there's like no, yeah, I think that's what it is, because there's just no definition into her features, or like, yeah, the muscles is just, she's just like a noodle arm or whatever. Like, it's just like
it's like a toy, essentially.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I mean, make her buffer, dude. Like, shoot, I'm not gonna complain, but it's like there's no point in complaining, because it's gonna be bad CGI either way. That's what it just kind of seems like what we're getting here, is like it's still not gonna look good no matter how hard we want it to look good, and it's just like it doesn't have to be great. I'm not saying it's got to be Avatar or something over here. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Once again, Marvel sucks.
Make it so that I can like watch it without my eyes hurting, like unironically, you know, like it's.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
just give me Obi-Wan, all right?
I do hope it's good though, because I think it'd be cool to see, like, you know, Daredevil come back, and like, you know, you have all the, you know, you kind of get like the Defenders going on, and all the people in New York, you know, and like, woo, you know, I like the street level, like Marvel kind of stuff. So that's what I'm hoping to get to see here. I am afraid, because, you know, you do have Hulk coming in. I it's not that I don't want to be part of this. I just think it'd be cool if, like, we start getting teams. You know what I mean?
Okay, I could agree.
We start getting, like, you know, like Defenders, and, you know, yeah, we got the Young Avengers or whatever, and, you know, we got the regular Avengers, because it just seems like everybody's an Avenger, like kind of like how everyone's in the Justice League, which I don't mind, but it's like Marvel has, you know, a lot of little different groups, a lot of little different teams. They kind of, you know, like, you know, well, when are we gonna get Fantastic Four? You know,
yeah.
But yeah,
too soon for spoilers. Wrap it up.
Well, if you like noodles, though, you'll like WandaVision. So, all right. I think that's enough of a rant. This is kind of a rant episode.
Yeah, that was a beautiful comment. Wrap it up,
yeah,
Ricky.
we'll wrap this thing up. I hope She-Hulk is good. The CGI kind of looked a little just trash, but we can only hope. We can only hope that they're not gonna mess it up. I hope Hulk doesn't impede like She-Hulk too much. Like, as in, it's just not.
He takes over.
Like because that's the thing. Like, it's a She-Hulk series. Focus on She-Hulk. It's not the Hulk and She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, so I hope they don't, because I don't like that. Don't name the show after a character and then it's like, oh yeah, you never have, this other character. Yeah, we're gonna make him a big part of it. I mean, it's fine, but like you had Falcon and the Winter Soldiers, both of them, right? It's not the Winter Soldier and it's not Falcon. It's Falcon
Doctor
and the
Strange.
Winter Soldier.
Oh wait, never mind.
All right. This is before we start getting in trouble here. Oh man. Well, I hope that at least you get to enjoy the fact that Godzilla's getting a live action TV series, right?
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for Halo fans and actually just fans of video games and comic books and pop culture in general, man. It's dark times for us. But if you want to continue to hang out with us, we do stream on Twitch. We're at twitch.tv/passtthepopculture. We've been streaming a lot of Call of Duty. I know we talk trash about it, but you know what? It's the only thing that's kind of like just keeping us going on games to play, because there's just really nothing else to play out there. We're not returning to Halo, I'll tell you that. But follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, drop a little subscribe for us. We very much appreciate that. And if you like the video, feel free to like. And we're at Past the Pop Culture on pretty much all just social media platforms, so feel free to follow us there. And if you're on Twitch, let us know. What do you think about some of this stuff here? Should the CW just crash and burn? Do you cry your heart out when you watch Halo because of how bad it is? Or if you like the She-Hulk trailer, let us know in the comments down below. Or again, follow us on twitch.tv/pastthepopculture and hang out there and let us know. And we'll talk about some of this stuff. And I think that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace.